we talk about municipal broadband a lot on this show. And what is municipal broadband? For the quick crash course, municipal broadband takes the internet out of big cable's hands, put it into the hands of cities and municipalities. I'm trying to get this done in Pasadena, where I live. It's been a very long climb, but I'm working on it. And it basically preserves net neutrality, because net neutrality will be written into charters, and net neutrality will be guaranteed for cities and residents. Cities that already have municipal broadband experience the best internet in the country at a reasonable price. Ask anybody in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So, but big cable doesn't want this. Comcast, Verizon, AT&T, they don't want this. They want to continue to have an organized duopoly on internet access in the United States, and they really want a post-net neutrality world where they can price gouge the internet further by making it look like cable television 2.0. You have to pay extra money for certain packages. You have to pay certain feeds for your content to upload. A post-net neutrality world would crush independent media. It would crush shows like this. And it would make the internet look completely different from how you recognize it now, in a very negative way. And it would price gouge you, the consumer, and me, the consumer, and everyone else. So here's a story from the Electronic Frontier Foundation, where the FCC decided to side with landlords and Comcast over the tenants who wanted broadband choices. I'm not sure how landlords are involved in this, but let's find out. Let's check out this article. The FCC is siding with landlords and Comcast over tenants who want broadband choices. In December of 2016, the city of San Francisco boldly enacted the occupants' right to choose communication services providers, this ordinance known as Article 52, and that hinders a payola scheme cooked up between big cable companies like Comcast and landlords. And just a few short years since this enactment, a great number of apartments in San Francisco have had at least 4 options for broadband service, including affordable gigabit fiber service. Fearing that other cities would follow suit, a whole range of associations and corporations that represent landlords in the cable industry pushed the FCC hard to block these local efforts. For a federal agency tasked with promoting competition, it shouldn't be a close call to simply ignore these groups. But that is not what the FCC plans to do next month. So the FCC is poised to act on a fiction drummed up by landlords and Comcast rather than the facts of what happened in San Francisco. So based on the FCC's record, the problem the FCC seems to want to fix is in-use wire sharing on the grounds that it disrupts cable service. This is despite San Francisco explaining to the FCC how the ordinance functions, including the fact that landlords can refuse on the grounds of disruption of existing services. So what the FCC wants to stop this. The FCC wants to stop this choice for broadband services as enacted by the city of San Francisco. The way they're saying that they want to stop it is disrupting existing services. They're basically saying, oh, all these cables, it's disrupting shit. Meanwhile, there's already policy intact that says, no, it can't disrupt anything. The competition has to not disrupt existing infrastructure, meaning you can't just build over top of something else and interfere with someone's existing infrastructure. That would just cause a mess. There's already policy in place that says you can't do that. The FCC is saying, well, we're worried it's going to happen, so fuck you and fuck your choice. Because what we're trying to do here is we're trying to do the bidding of Comcast, and we're trying to do the bidding of big cable and not the bidding of people. You see how the FCC is actually squashing, quote, competition? You see how when anybody utters the anti-net neutrality argument saying they're against net neutrality because it would stifle competition, you see how that's bullshit? You see how that's bullshit now? Because municipal internet preserves net neutrality, and here's the way the FCC is squashing that competition. You see how this is actually anti-competitive action in honor of big cable, and that's what the FCC is doing. So whenever someone says, oh, the FCC is preserving choice, that's what they're trying to do. No, they're doing the opposite. There's nothing, quote, competitive about this. It is quite the opposite. So there you go. People in San Francisco fighting for more choices in cable. The city of San Francisco pushing back upon that. Or the FCC, rather, pushing back upon that.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your